So if you're new to the sports card slash trading card investing world, you probably have a ton of questions like what card should I be buying? Or what's a good price for a card? So in this video today, I'll be showing you where to buy the best cards. That's going to be the question we're going to be answering today, is where to find cards. So before we get started here, if you do me a quick favor, go ahead and hit the thumbs up on the button here, like the video, subscribe, comment down below where you guys think the best places to find cards are, or what you want to see coming from the rest of this kind of investing series I'm doing here on the channel, talking about not only the sports cards, but also trading cards like Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, stuff like that, as well as the big boys of basketball, football, and so the first place we'll be talking about is garage sales. Garage sales are a great way to find not only cards, but just if you're a flipper in general, you can find things to flip. But in my experience, garage sales are going to be one of the best places to find cards because of, number one, the price on the cards is crazy low. And number two, it's going to be that people really want to get rid of things. So they're willing to negotiate and kind of work with you and give you a deal on a lot of the other cards that they have. The couple downfalls that fall into the category of garage sales is going to be that it's very, very time consuming. You're sitting there driving around every weekend, trying to find different garage sales and trying to find cards in general. You're not promised anything at garage sales. So if you can find cards, that's great. If you can't, you're on to the next one. It's very time consuming. The next big flaw that I see in garage sales is going to be the condition of the card. The condition of the cards that you buy at garage sales are typically going to be pretty battered and beat up because they're not traditional investors like we are. They are just normal people trying to get rid of anything they can on the weekends. So the next place to buy cards that I found is going to be retail stores like Walmart and Target. So if you're in the market for traditional boxes, not just single cards, the boxes are going to be where you're going to find the most is going to be at Walmart and Target. So the obvious pros of Target and Walmart is the price on these things. If you haven't heard, you're living under a rock. They are crazy, crazy low. Take example for the Panini Wallpapers football box. You can get those for $40, and those are typically going on eBay for 60 to 80 bucks. So you can almost make 50% profit on those boxes just by buying them at Walmart or Target. The downfall, obviously, of dealing with retail places like Target and Walmart is going to be the fact that you have to drive to different Walmarts and Targets to find if they're actually open and have stock. So with today's climate, they're going to be people are buying them off the shelf so quick that they're not able to update the websites fast enough. So you're not gonna be able to find out just going on an app, finding, hey, this is open or they're in stock here. I can go there and find it. The next thing is, like we talked about again, is availability. You're not gonna be able to find much of anything at these places. They're very picked over and you're lucky to find anything in those places. So the next place that I found some success on as well is going to be Beckett Marketplace. And Beckett Marketplace is a really good place to be because it is essentially an online retailer for all the card shops across the country. So card shops, if they have duplicates of things, they'll throw them up, or if they have old collections in typically areas like around St. Louis, if they have a lot of Cardinal stock, they'll be scouring around looking for people in Boston or California who have extra Cardinals things because it's a hot area in St. Louis market. And vice versa for Dodgers fans here in LA or Lakers cards here, you're going to be able to find them on there. Not just those teams in general, but just for that example, there's going to be people online that are selling them just because it's not hot in their towns, but it's hot across the country. The downfall of Beckett Marketplace is that not every single card is shown. So when you're going on there looking at different cards, you don't get to see the actual card you're buying. You get to see a picture of the card that you're buying, but not the card itself. You get to see the type of card or brand of card it is. So if you're buying a Patrick Mahomes card, 2017 Panini Prism, you will see a base like stock photo of those, but you won't get to see the condition that it's actually in. They'll tell you what condition it's in, and you have to go from there. So it's tough if you plan on going through and grading all these cards. It's tough to find an exact example of what you're looking for that meets your criteria when it comes to buying raw cards and having them graded. So the next thing that's been the biggest impact in my sports card and trading card investing life has been going to just the traditional local card shops. Obviously the nostalgia of going into card shops is amazing. Like when you were a kid going in there, it brings back a lot of memories, but the biggest thing that I found going into card shops helps with is building rapport with the owner. Because if he gets cards in that he knows that you like, he or she will sometimes hold them for you and give you a good price on those things. So if you build a rapport with them, tell them who you like to buy, like, hey, I look for Kobe rookies, like everyone else out there. But hey, I look for Josh Jacobs rookie cards. Like, that's my favorite player, big Raiders guy. That's who I'm in on. He might hold those back for you that you can buy. So going in there, building rapport, taking the time to learn from him. The knowledge that these guys have is absurd. So you'll be able to just soak up all the knowledge of the trading card world with them and be able to go out there and execute on that knowledge on your own. The downside to going into traditional card shops is going to be that they have overhead. So they have to pay their employees, they have to pay insurance, pay rent, like they have everything to pay for. They have a brick and mortar store that they're keeping alive in the 21st century. So it's gonna be a little tough to find the amazing deals on singles, and maybe even on the graded cards, you might be getting gypped a little bit on those. So again, go in there with the best intention, build a rapport, find something that works for you in that area, and you'll be able to find a great card shop to go in and just learn from. The next place that I found that was a great place to go to was Facebook groups. For me, buying singles and raw cards within Facebook groups has been an amazing experience. Once you're a part of a community for a decent amount of time, you start to learn what different people like in your community, in your Facebook group. So just the other day, I had a bunch of cards that I went through, old baseball cards that I went through, and a lot of them were Mariners cards. And I know a guy in my group, he collects old Mariner stuff. So we did a nice trade of some of the newer football stuff that I'm into, specifically Julio Jones, stuff like that. Big Falcons fan. But overall, I went through some of that stuff, and also some new Patrick Mahomes and Tua Tagovailoa was the big one that I came up on recently. But those are the biggest places where I find my cards, is in Facebook groups. Also, the other thing that with Facebook groups is you're gonna get a good deal because people don't wanna pay the fees on eBay. So you're gonna get a better deal on cards in Facebook groups because they don't wanna pay the eBay fees. And basically the last place that I pretty much get my cards from is gonna be Comc. So Comc is a massive, massive website. So Comc, you're gonna be able to go on there. They have a massive selection of cards that are graded, and also that's cards that are not graded. So the biggest thing with this site that sets it apart from Beckett Marketplace is that every card on here, you'll be able to see the exact condition it's in. So you'll be able to grade it on your criteria that you want it in to send it in to get graded. So that'll be a big step forward from Beckett Marketplace because you'll have a better way to see with your own eyes of what you're actually buying instead of just a description on what the card looks like. And I also found that on Comc, this is the best place for new people to buy because there are constantly sales on different cards. So if you're buying a certain group or set of cards from a specific era, like maybe some Jordan Love rookie cards from the Packers, if you're buying his cards, sometimes there'll be a lot of sales on them, and you can buy those in bulk and have them sent and get a really good deal on those. The cards are also it's also not up to date every single day. So if a guy pops off in a game one day, the cards or the values on there might not reflect it of what the true market value of that card is. So my closing thoughts on today's video is going to be find a place where you feel comfortable buying cards, dive in and do the research, and find places where you really feel like you can make the most out of your own personal investing strategy. So for my personal investing strategy, what I've done is I have gone through and I personally buy the bulk of my cards at the traditional card shops because I've built a relationship with the guy in my local area, and I will go and buy most of them in bulk on Comc because I can see the cards, I find which cards I like, what are they going to go for when they get graded, and I'm able to make an educated assumption of what I think I can make on a return on these cards. So when doing those, traditional card shops and Comc is what I go with, and then when I sell the majority of my graded cards, they're going to be over on eBay. Yes, you pay a little bit more in fees, but that's a more quote-unquote trusted market that the majority of the sports cards and trading card community really trust. So again, go for it. Dive in, do your research, and always verify cards before you actually buy something. It is a business. Some people are out there trying to scam people. So do your due diligence and really understand the hobby before you actually dive in and buy something. All right, guys. So again, happy investing. If you enjoyed the video or got any value out of this today, like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys on the next one. See ya.